Okay, seriously, is it just me, or the Iceborn turf wars a whole other level? They're just incredible. They all seem to last forever, ages, and it is one titanic clash, and I love it. Hello, fellow hunters. Today, then, a quick little one, too. Firstly, this Fulgur Anjanath Tigrex turf war. So, from the looks of things, I would say it's almost a draw. There are 4 air quotes damage points on this. The initial hit check onto Tigrex forcing Anjanath to the ground in the roly-poly fun times, a little bite-down claw that Tigrex does once the rolling finishes, and then the spring leg get off me that Anjanath does to end it. And to me, that looks a pretty even fight. Now, the bias in me wants to say, oh, clearly Tigrex won this, right? I mean, I'm sure Tigrex takes damage, but it'll be less, like kind of Lunar and Nergy type deal. But the fact of the matter is, Fulgur Anjanath is holding his own quite, well, comfortably against Tigrex of all things, who is a ruthless, savage, powerful apex predator. And this is interesting, and this raises the main inspiration for this little video, is how strong are the goddamn subspecies? Now, Anjanath's only a tier 1 monster, sadly. I feel like he's been had done to in that point, because he is a wall for a lot of people early on, and he has been raised up to, well, crazy levels. If he's drawing with an apex, then that is an absurd boost. And it's important to note here that Fulgur didn't bust out his electricity at any point, and that is Tigrex's weakness, which means just in a physical match, Fulgur Anjanath, who in his normal Anjanath form just gets lifted and bodied by a Rathalos of all things, is fighting a muscle match with Tigrex. Now, I imagine there isn't a crazy amount of ecology thought going into these turf wars, but then again, I imagine there might be. They really do deeply care about the nature of world, quite literally, and they put a lot of thought into every monster making sense, so I imagine the turf wars do get that treatment, so very deliberately they want to paint Fulgur as impressively strong, and drawing-ish with a Tigrex, I mean, that is one way to achieve that, and that is bloody impressive to me.
Not bad, not bad.
Which then raises a few further questions. Is the difficulty of Iceborn actually going to kick up, well, this kind of notches? And presumably it is. Since I did my difficulty talk, they have come out and said, in World we wanted to make it approachable, we wanted to make it comfortable to ease people in, and now that people are eased in Iceborn, basically, well, here's the footage from Capcom. So yeah, we should be in for quite the challenge, but I can't deny the fascination I have here with the lore ecology implications of Fulgur Anjanath being this actually strong, because honestly it almost approaches the sort of tier between Apex and Elder Dragon, the Basil, the Joe, the sort of 2.5, the can kinda almost fight an Elder Dragon, but not really, but comfortably beats other normal monsters type tier, the Rajang, and, well, presumably now Shrieking Legiana in variant form, because variants are that strong. So, that is very interesting. But to draw with Tigrex, again, that would imply same level as Tigrex, which would imply still under the Joe and the Basil. But what this then makes me realize, if we move on over to Ebony Odogoran, is we do see him, well, with his more regular self. And that means he is thrashing an apex monster, a monster on the Rathalos, Diablos, Legiana level, a monster on the Nagakuga, Barioth, Tigrex level. Which presumably means he's above them, right? When it comes to Ebony, maybe he is distinctly stronger. Well, it is a subspecies of the monster already a tier above Anjanath, so that does make sense, but it does paint him as excessively powerful, and unless they're just doing it symbolically to show just how much stronger than a normal Odogoran is, but again, they do put thought into this. So to me, it paints Ebony Odogoran as that tier 2.5, as someone who, well, I mean, what better way to show him off than have him beat or at least draw or at least no longer get used as a chew toy by Devil Joe? That would be perfect. To have Devil Joe come along, try and pick him up, and then realize,
I may have bitten off more than I can chew. Ha ha ha. Ha, 'cause I eat a lot. Ha ha ha. Oh, it's claws.
and that would be phenomenal. But either way, the point I want to make here is these turf wars paint a very awesome picture of the step up of these subspecies and the step up of Iceborn in general, and we are getting some, well, for want of a better word, absolute monsters in the new world come September, and I think that is fantastic. We should be getting powerhouses to join the upper echelons of non-elder dragons, the Basil, the Joe, and such, which makes me really hopeful for Silver and Gold Rathalos, because they belong up there as well. They are mythically powerful creatures and very easy to implement. But yeah, just a little quick little talk I wanted to do based on that. Mainly, I just wanted to be like, look at the turf war, it's so cool. Let me know your thoughts. At any rate, I'd love to know what you have to say about all of this. Where do you think their strength lies? But for now, like you've enjoyed this, subscribe for more, hit the bell. Goodbye.
Rage Gaming with the video float.
But that's all that's really relevant at the mo, but I'm still gonna leave this up so you patrons know that I love you even though the outro's no longer that kind of relevant. But the new one's being worked on and it's gonna be a truly badass song, and don't worry, I won't be doing any rapping on it. I'm gonna go now. This was shit.